have my tech guy coming in to give me a real microphone. And I have one of my monitors of the 6 aren't working. I'm a little discombobulated. So whenever you're a little discombobulated, what do? You take a little step back and you slow it down. It's good that I don't have a lot of risk on. Anyway, real quickly, I have a little checklist I got to do now. So go to brand, take a look at disclosure. That's the disclosure. So this goes to, so this way everybody in compliance is all happy. So there you go. Let's get that out of the way. And then if you go like this, they go to the alpha team. I'm supposed to show the alpha team. You can see it right here, I think. Let's go to, there you go. So there you see it. That is the alpha team. That is, oh, you can't really see that, can you? Let's see, make it bigger. No. Let's see if we can just go like that. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, as you can see, the alpha team, I really don't have a hell of a lot going on. You know why? Because we had, a bunch of little bearish signals last week. We also had a red dog reversal sell. We had a few engulfing candles. So I went from 10, 12 longs to a lot less. So anyway, with that being said, my name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Hope you had a great weekend. It's Monday. We got a new week. We got CPI. We got PPI. We have a lot less earnings. So we'll see what goes on here. So let's move back a little bit. Let me get you going here. We can take this off and continue. Let me see if it's working. Let's see if we have any of my dogs from around the world talking. Yeah, we do. We got Ryan in the house. We got It's in the house. Let me put this up here. I'm all over the place. We got Frank Tucci in the house. We got Option Wrap. You guys can see yourselves. We got Sam in the house. We got Bill. Everyone's getting up nice and early. What up, Annie? What up, Dan? Feeling a little lethargic today. I'm gonna have to have a big iced coffee, I feel like. I also have to shave. Red Dog didn't shave. I'm gonna shave today at midday. I don't have to be on CNBC or Fox Business this week, so I'm a little bit more grimy. Anyway, what up, Noel? What up, Moonshine? All right, let's take this off of here and let's get a little cleaned up. Let's clean it up. Clean it up. All right, so what do we got here? Look at that. You guys see that? What do we have here? We have what everyone's been talking about this entire time anyway. We have a bearish engulfing candle and a red dog reversal. If you guys Google red dog reversal, you will see that whenever you push through an area and come back below, it's like a fake out move. They squeeze some shorts, they bait in some longs, and they reverse it. So they trap some longs. Anyone who covered their shorts gets upset. It creates a nice trade. So what did it do on Friday? Created a little bit of a reversal around this 515 with 518.22 as a top. But overall, you really can't be so upset. Why can't you be so upset? All this is one candle. We've had a bunch of candles like this in the past that have not equaled out to anything. Except for if you sold into strength, you could buy a dip and then you look to see where the money flows would go. And the money flows have been pretty cool. In the last month, I was just talking to my friend Petey. I'm like, we did a pretty good job following the money. We made money in the IWM breakout. We made money in the XBI breakout. We made money in Nvidia, massaging that trade with AMD and SMCI and even a little bit of Avago. Made some decent money in some of the other Mag 7 names. And then we did pretty well in gold and silver and Bitcoin. There was a lot going on, which is why we get up at 4:45 in the morning, right? To figure out multiple plans, focus on the go-to list, and then see which way the market goes. And then I also think we did a pretty damn good job, staying away from the names that, let's see, that we shouldn't have been going with, right? What names should we have not have been going with? We stayed away from Tesla. We stayed away from Apple. Stayed away from even Google, stayed away from a lot of these things. So now the question is, will we get a little bit of a rotation back into some of those names if, we get a little bit of a corrective phase or a quiet phase or a digestion phase in the AI semis, which we don't know. If you go right now, everyone was like texting me all day, like, Red Dog, did you see what happened with Nvidia after hours on Friday? I'm like, what? Like, it was at 8:51. It's over. Meanwhile, some big, upgrade today got at 11:20. Now it's up 15, which is why, the SPYs aren't down as much as they were. So anyway, with that being said, we'll see how it goes. So here is the 511.13, which is which is pretty much right where the SPYs are now. I came in short the SPYs. I've already covered half just because I'm not the greatest short. I'm just happy that I, sold some strength, made good money on Friday on a reversal day. Red Dog in the past had tricky days with that. And now we'll see. So there's so here's Nvidia, okay? So Nvidia gave you this big candle, which happens, right? Let's see, can you guys see me and that? So there's me, Red Dog. And now we'll go back to Red Dog on the chart. Isn't that cool? That's what StreamYard does. So anyway, so I know for me, I was riding this trend really well. I actually came in with a bunch of call spreads, reduced them. I started shorting premium. I went over this with Mikey in the Friday video that we do, and shorted. So I threaded the needle well. So I was kind of hoping that we would see a move down to test this 837, 834 gap area, which it looked like we were before two big upgrades come in again, and now sometimes you have to think about what's easy money, what's hard money. Now Nvidia is up at 890, so you can't really chase it. And I would think if you go over some retracement rules, if they want to reject price in Nvidia, you would think, what's this low here? This is this is 897. So this is 897. This is what, 927. So if the bears want to keep this candle in control for more than 1 day or 2 days, a small bounce back would be an H cell setup. If it gets to 897, shows a little relative weakness, sellers come in and then they reject price right at the bottom third of the candle. That's a retracement rule. If it starts to get through 897, anyone who's short says, oh, I got to be careful here now. So anyway, we'll see how long this big engulfing bearish candle stays in control. It could stay in control for a week, a month, 2 months, or 3-4 days. It depends how far back you penetrate. So again, an easier trade would have been awesome. Down 50, I would have been buying it. Down 30, I probably would have been buying it. And now up, a bunch, which it is, up 13. Some people are like, hey, Red Dog, you see that? I'm going to be shorting this at 890 here, laying it out. Okay, but right now it's 6:39 in the morning. I'm not laying it out. I have 40 charts I have to do. I got to write a note. I got to do my video, and just not for me right now. AMD also had a very big wide range candle. Okay, if you remember, AMD was awesome right here. This candle, time and place, we're buying options in here. Added for the big breakout above 184. You even had a 3-day trade to 211, and then a little bit of a stretch. And now if you look at AMD, probably not the end of the world either, but AMD you would think needs time with Nvidia, but they're both up. They both trade together. Groups trade together. Right? That's why we love looking at groups, because one gives us clues of the action of another at times. Anyway, what up, Jim? What up, S. Wayne? What up, Semi? So anyway, so we'll see what happens here. Right now, where is AMD? It's at 208. The Red Dog was at 214. So if you sold into 225, 228 or this, you don't care. You're not missing much. It would have been nice if we would have moved down to the 8-day. Again, the setup coming into today would have been better, a little bit of a down open, but it is what it is. Anyway, some are thinking that we get a little bit of a rotation back to Apple and Google and some of the megas that were sold, but it's kind of too early to tell. Apple's been really hard. Apple, it gave you a big push to fill this gap. If you look here, it's a shaded area. I always have that as a gap. That got filled, and then it came off at the end of the day. So now the question is, was that enough in Apple to get everyone bearish and out? I don't know. To me, it's still a hard trade. Apple this morning is up 47 cents, showing a little relative strength to the SPYs that are down 36 cents. Not a big deal, but a little bit behind Nvidia that's up almost 17 already. Just like that. The analysts couldn't wait till midweek to upgrade it, give us better trades. They don't care about us. But anyway, why would they? So we'll see what happens here with Apple. Apple, again, it's going to be hard. I don't think it's a compelling chase or not, etc. Again, like I said before, Tesla, I've been avoiding. Some people like, Red Dog, why have you been avoiding Tesla for so long? I'm like, because Tesla has been broken. Tesla has been lagging. Tesla has been hard. Tesla will squeeze $4 in the morning and then all of a sudden pull back 2 off the highs. You buy it 2 off the highs, then it goes red and down 3, and there's no continuity. There's no memory. It's just a tough trade. Even this, on Friday morning, Everyone's like, Redler, Tesla's back. What's the matter with you? I know you don't love Elon right now. He's below the 821 day. You know, it was up $3 in the morning and then 4, and then all of a sudden, you know, it wound up going red. And look at this bearish candle, and now it looks like another bear flag here. Now this is when I pretty much got away from Tesla right there, and then you know, and then it just got rejected into the moving averages this entire time, and then had a small bounce back, which was kind of tradable if you remember right here, and then it broke, and now, not much to do there. Anyway, so I'm gonna stay away from it. You know, some guys are asking me, do I think the move in the bios are over? I don't think so. You know, it's getting a little wishy-washy. You know, this was a much cleaner move. If you remember, we were playing right in here at the 95 by 100 calls, and I went to 103. It was awesome. And now it's trying to hold in here. So what did I do? I rolled out to 105 calls a week or two out, just to, if this is going to continue, if maybe if the CPI is light, you know, maybe this continues to go. If not, I already took most of my money off the table. That's what you call rolling up your options. You know, 95s by 100s, you know, that was a certain premium. And then once it's there, you know, then you go higher, then you're risking less to stay with the move. You know, IWM, also, this was a little bit of like a bearish type of candle here. But again, it's above the 80. So all these things that everyone's getting so bearish about really were just, how high did we get? 210.41 was just really extensions from the 8-day that sometimes, you know, need to be pulled back. Got to pull them back. Pull them back. Anyway, 210.41. Okay. Yeah, what's up? Tony Wallace. What do I think of Meta? Let's see, what's Meta doing this morning? TikTok is banned. Meta doesn't really care. Meta's been working, but Meta also has been a little tough. You know, it's been grinding along. You know, it made a higher high, but again, it's like you have to beat it on the perfect day, and still above the 8-day. It's held the earnings gap. Hasn't been that clean. I think the cleanest trade we had, or that I had, you know, with this was right around here when we were buying it against the 8-day, and it made a move through 500 and went to 504. Where how high was it on Friday? 523 before reversing a bit. I don't know. That's why, again, I had a really good you know, February into March. So many things were working right now. Again, I'm a little risk down. I say low gross, low net. That means I am doing less. Just because, you know, I'm going to be more specific. By the way, crypto is over 70,000. I did buy options finally on that little shake and bake when it went above 69 and went back below. I was able to buy BITO options on the bid because the spreads are so long. And now we'll see what happens here with BITO. What a move. Okay. You know, see, you would think you can get a more traction here. We'll see what happens with Bitcoin itself. It's now above 70. So it's got to get above, and now it's going to, we'll see if it stays above. Here's your chart. It did get above 69,000, right? And now we'll see what kind of move it has. What a strong trend. If you trade Bitcoin actively, there are people that trade crypto for a living. They don't trade equities. They don't trade Nvidia. They don't trade AMD. They don't trade Apple or Tesla or the IBMs of the world or XPI. They trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all those guys. If they do, same rules apply. Look at the 8-day moving average. It's been above it. It's been strong. So we'll see how it goes. Now, if you look at the weekly chart of Bitcoin, it's you know, it's above the 3-year high. Remember, we said it could kiss it a few times, and it did. And then it now is above. It's a little extended here, but you know, we'll see what kind of volume vacuum we have higher. So I'm hoping, you know, it could see 74 to 76,000, and I could sell my BITO calls for a triple, and say, hey, another nice little move in crypto. Gold even has given you a really nice move. Look at this breakout in gold. All right, I'm not a gold bug or this or that. All I know is I trade using technicals. Look how tight it got on the weekly, and a nice, powerful move. We did really well with the call spread, did decent long the GLD, got out a little early. My best trade was Nugget, just because, you know, I wanted to switch it up a little bit because we tried gold a few times in here, and I'm like, let me go with Nugget. I'll change. You know, we're all like, what superstitious. So anyway, gold could use a rest. Look how high gold got to a high of 203.30. There's your 8-day. I would not be looking to, to initiate gold up here. Doesn't mean it's a great short, but you don't do it. That's the wrong price and wrong time. Nugget was awesome. I said I can get to the 200-day. I was buying it down here. What a move. Anyway, these are times and place. I might not trade Nugget again this year, but down here it was worth a play when finally gold looked like it was going to break out on the daily and weekly. So it's our job to find these type of plays at the right time, right? Yeah, coin's making some serious change. It could be 80,000, Daniel. SMCI is a little loose and wide. I've been trading more. I trade, Nvidia and AMD more than SMCI because it's just too loose and wide and thin. So some are asking me about ON. So let me give you a quick little briefing on ON. All right, if you remember, okay, first time we looked at it was here at 28. Okay, I bought a lot of stock, and I also bought the $30 calls at 28. And then, that was when me and Dave were having a little banter going back because I thought he was irresponsible for coming back to the stock market, at the all-time high after leaving it at the bear market lows. But it's fine. He does a lot of things. That's what he does. He's he's an entertainer, but stock market wise, he's had 5 posts in 5 weeks. I have 5 posts by 5 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, not competition. I just want people to be careful. But anyway, so I did send him this chart right here, and he said he bought $1 million worth. Cool for him. He probably made over 100,000. Hopefully, gives some to charity. But anyway, so the first move went to here, if you remember, which was a nice one. And that's when I sold a third of my stock and options. And then into this move, I'm like, you know what? I'm done with the 30s. I'm down to a third of my stock. And then as it pulled back, I'm like, you know what? Instead of having the $30 calls that went from 2 to 4, which we got rid of, now we can roll them up to the 33s to stay involved for earnings, which are tomorrow morning. But we're going to use the house money because we made really good money in this move. So here we had a pullback. And now I'm in the $33 calls. I don't take stock into earnings. I don't do it. I don't care if I love the name to death. I'm an active trader. Last thing you want to do is take it and be wrong and then lose half your month and quarter. So anyway, so I do have the $33 calls on, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. It would be great if it can clear 35 and 37. We'll make a ton of money. If for some reason the earnings aren't great and the market's changed a little bit and it pulls back into here, that wouldn't be fun, but all I will do is lose about half of what I made up here, and then I just move on, and then we figure out what's next. So that's the on-cloud, update. Anyway, and then to leave you, let's leave on the Qs. So the Qs did the same kind of thing as the SPYs. The Qs made, didn't quite do a red dog reversal. Yeah, it did actually, with a big bearish one. The Qs have been very strong. The Qs have been a place where you could buy dips and look for leaders and trade around it. Silver is pretty good crack. It's just slow. Your name is Crack? No, Crack Rock. Anyway, this was a pretty bearish candle. It did close below a prior low. So you had a push through that wound up not holding, sell signal 1. Then it came and broke a prior low showing sell side power. So if you got out, you did all right. Now we'll see what kind of bounce back we have. This low here is what, 440.86. So that would be one stop. Let's see where the Qs are this morning. SPY's already only down 17 cents. It's so funny. Can't keep this market down. The Qs are up 20 cents. So I don't think you just want to be shorting right here. But if the bears are going to have any power, you can almost draw a line halfway through, just simplify it, halfway through, I would say, there's no way they let the sellers take back, just say 442-ish. So that would be a sell setup if that's the case. If it starts to go sideways, we've seen this before. We've seen move down and then look at the penetration, and then it took out a high, So this candle is just one of those, what do you call it, day to take notice. And what you want to notice is the action after the day to take notice to figure out if sellers can contain price. If they can't, then it was just a day to, to shake things up a little bit before they rebuild and go. So anyway, guys, at 6:52, we have the CPI tomorrow. I think the market would obviously like a lighter CPI. If we get a hotter CPI, that could bring in some continuation selling that we saw Friday. If we get a lighter, you'll see the small caps try and go, and you'll probably see some pushback with the sellers. And then there'll be a lot of traders who don't have a lot of risk on that will be a little flat-footed. My friend Dan Zanger, who I follow very closely also, I've been following him since 2002, or actually even before then. You know, I went to Willie O'Neill's class. I've been to his classes. I've made my own style. And he's went to cash 4 times this year and bragged about it. And then 2 days later, you have to get back in stocks. And he went to cash again on Friday. So we'll see how quickly he's got to go back to stocks. And he's had a lot of really good momentum winners this year, as well as a lot of us. But anyway, so if you feel like you're a little flat-footed and you have a little risk down, there are a lot of people that are in the same company as you, and don't be in a rush. What do they say? Hurry, but don't. What was Wooden's statement? It's hustle, but don't be in a rush. Come on, it's knows. Well, Frankie knows. What's a Wooden? He's the best, one of the best coaches out there. Who his famous line was, it wasn't hustle, but don't hurry. Anyway, just stay sane, stay ready. Don't have FOMO. Have multiple plans, and we'll see which way it works out this week. Oh, someone said, well, Red Dog, what do you think about the weekly chart? Make hay slowly. I like that one. That's not it either. It's not make hay slowly. You know, you look at the weekly chart here. You know, that's a hell of a move. You know, ascending channels are great until they're broken, and this has been, this has been intact and going up, and we've been riding it. You know, and then again, all we did is get a little bit of a doji here. So if we just retest the low of last week, that's 504. And right now the SPYs are, not even near there. Where are the SPYs? The SPYs are 511. So if we can even just stay in this candle and go a little sideways, and then, after a little sideways action, go again. But we'll see. We'll see. Multiple plans, that's what keeps you safe. A routine, that's what keeps your head, balanced. And a little sweat is what keeps you alive. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Hopefully my setup gets a little fixed and my tech guy comes this morning. Hurry up and wait. All right, I like that one too.